Hi, my name is Nick Metta, Italian lawyer. I focus on estate and tax planning, and I am a passionate of real estate investments. These are some of the most important things that might affect tremendously your experience buying a property in Italy. In the US, when you look for properties, you scan through the MLS and you can look for comparables. You can have for your an idea of the value of a property you might be interested in. Unfortunately, in Italy, there is not such a thing. The market is way less transparent. So you have to rely on the information that real estate agents upload on websites like immobiliare.it or idealista.it. In Italy, realtors are dual for the most part, meaning they represent the buyer and the seller. When you are interested in a property, you will find the property you like on one of these websites, and then you will see who the listing agent is. And the standard practice in Italy is to contact the listing agent and ask for an appointment to visit the property. So already that, as an American, will make you feel a little bit unease. The other non-very transparent situation you will face is that when you go look at a property, you will not be offered a seller's disclosure. They will not tell you the age of the roof. They will not give you specifics about the property necessarily unless you ask for it in a very detailed manner. And usually they will push you to sign a purchase offer in order to receive more information about the property, all the way around of how we're used to do business in the US. Before buying, before committing, I want to know what I'm buying, what I'm committing to. What we do for our clients, we acquire information from the real estate agent, and when our client is satisfied, then we help them sign a purchase offer. Italians will not hire a lawyer, and they will rely on the information from the listing agent, and they will sign, many times blindly, a purchase offer. Very unfortunately, Italian courts are flooded with cases of real estate transactions because of the undisclosed information. And many times, the information is not undisclosed because of malicious intent. It's just because the seller is not even aware sometimes of issues that the property might carry from previous sales. However, if you're buying a property and it looks a certain way, you might want to know what it is legal and what it is not legal. And a bank will want that type of information too. The bank will always ask for a compliance check. The other thing that the bank will ask for is a title check. Banks will say, I'll give you a mortgage, but I want a certificate from an Italian notary that the title is clean and the last 20 years of the title are clean. So what we tell our clients is, why wouldn't you be less prudent than a bank when committing to a property? Because another difference is that the seller expects to receive your deposit. There is no common practice of leaving the deposit in escrow. You place a purchase offer, the purchase offer is accepted, the seller receives the deposit. What if the seller goes bankrupt? What if there is an issue on the title? Well, it will be up to you to battle that in court to get the money back. And in order to fight that dispute in court will cost you probably more money than the deposit. So you might end up walking away from that deposit and losing the apartment, the property, and the deposit. When a purchase offer is accepted, the realtor is entitled to ask you for full commission. In Italy, buyer and seller pay a commission to the agent. Before signing a purchase offer, you want to discuss with the real estate agent. I either get all the information that provide me with sufficient peace of mind that the property will go through, or we make the commission subject to the payment subject to closing. That is something that we always recommend. Discuss the terms with your agent, real estate agent, explain your concerns, and you will be able to postpone your financial exposure by altering the purchase offer terms. Now, notaries and realtors will use a very neutral template of document to assist you with your transaction. So the purchase offer will be a purchase offer to buy, and the acceptance will be from the seller, I accept the purchase offer, right? If you are buying, you want a buyer side purchase offer. If you are selling, you want to prepare the purchase offer. You want to give it to the seller. There's a different exposure, different liability if you're buying, if you're selling. We don't say this to people because you want an unbalanced deal. You just need to make sure that you are protected. Also, when you go to a notary, the notary will use a template. So it is on you to make sure that the template actually matches your unique personal situation, your unique personal expectations. In Italy, it's way more bureaucratic, it's extremely more costly. And unfortunately, you want to sit down with a professional who has experience of dealing with international transactions, who will ask you all the questions that are necessary to tailor your purchase contract. So one of the things that you want to ask your consultant is if they have experience of international transactions. So what is the first step if you like a property you would like to look at, or if you are going to Italy, you would like to see a few properties? So you go on one of these websites, look for properties, and you basically will have to identify who the listing agent is, see if they have an email address, a phone number, and obviously if the language is an issue, there is the option in Italy to hire a property finder. Some are licensed real estate agents, some are not. So these are people who will contact the real estate agent in Italian and will explain the situation and will introduce you effectively. It comes with a cost. You will still have to pay a commission to the real estate agent, a full buyer's commission, and you will also pay the fee to the property finder. Our recommendation is just find a legal expert who can act as your independent advisor and just go ahead with that, because at that point, the real estate agent will see that you have already sought representation and you are a step above of all the dreamers.